Alright, YouTube, we are back. Today we are going to tie the Candy Fire Tiger. It's going to be two different colors tied in 4 sections. A pretty simple jig tie, not very hard. So we started out with our Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. Coat at the shank of the hook. We're going to tie it down to the point. Work our way back up. Trim off the tag end. And we are going to kind of going to start with the middle inside body of the jig. And we're going to go with orange bucktail, chartreuse bucktail, and we're going to add some flash in on top of that. Well, actually, let's do, got green, got orange. So I'm going to do green down here. Actually, we're just going to mix it up. Let's mix it up. Let's see what we come up with. And like I said, when you do bucktail, put it in small sections. You can always add to it. Sometimes it gets kind of tricky trying to get some back out of it. So we're got to start with a 1.5 pinch of orange bucktail. And we're going to let that one go all the way around the shank of the hook. Let's see, we're going to put, we'll go ahead and tie in a strand or two of flash right here. And the closest I've got to that orange bucktail is some gold flash, which actually matches the color pretty good. We're going to do it about the same way. We're going to start it kind of loose. I want it right in the middle of the jig. That's enough right there to tie that one in. I think you see it there. Okay, then we're going to go with some chartreuse bucktail on top of that. And I'm going to make this pinch just a little bit thicker. Or maybe not. I don't think so. Didn't quite feel right. First wrap or two is going to be kind of loose. And we're going to tie it just as far as we did the first one. Alright, then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to put some chartreuse on top the hook shank, which is going to be right on top of the orange. I'll turn it situated to where all that bucktail falls right to the point of that hook. And I'm pulling it pretty tight down in there. Alright, now we're going to take it out of the vise and we're going to lay that bucktail down. Put it back inside. Then we're going to go with some chartreuse flash. I might go with 2 pinches. I should have went with, probably should have went with 2 pieces on the other one. Just flash up a little more. I don't, I like to put a lot of flash in a jig. Sometimes, or some of them I don't. Some of them I do. You're going to want it to where it's kind of, at the top, which is actually going to be buried in the middle of the jig. Alright, now we're going to go back to orange. Another small pinch of orange on top of that chartreuse, and then what we'll have is chartreuse on the bottom. We'll have orange in the middle, chartreuse on the bottom, orange, chartreuse, then orange. 2 different colors tied in 4 different stages. Kind of loose, just enough to catch it. We're going to go back and make sure we got it all wrapped even. And then what we're going to do, we're going to use UV resin to tie it all down and make sure it's all nice and secure. Do our whip finish. Put one more knot in it. Pop it out, pull it down nice and tight. Cut it off good and flush up over the neck. And let's pull it out of the vise and see what we got first before we start getting the resin on it. But you can see we got 4 different colors, 2 different colors in 4 different stages. So now we're going to get our UV resin and we're going to coat that neck till it's nice and shiny right there. And it don't hurt, you know, when you're brushing it on, get a little bit on that tail. It'll just kind of help secure it a little bit more. Then you want to either get that drip off or just let it, you know, kind of brush it around, let that resin get into the threads. It's like that. Acetone fingernail polish remover gets that resin off that brush. And then we are going to get our UV light. And we're going to harden that neck up. I like to put something white behind it just to make sure that it's going to harden. About 30 seconds it takes to get that to harden up real good. Then it'll keep that wet, shiny look. Kind of hold it there a little bit. The more I use that UV resin, the more I like it. I like how well it hardens. You can't cut it apart. I've tried to get a pair of scissors up underneath that and cut that. I can't cut it with the scissors I got. I ain't saying that you can't cut it, but I don't see under normal fishing circumstances where that's ever going to come undone on you. Oh, I think we've just about got it. It's kind of hard to tell because when you get done, it's still kind of got that wet look to it. And if you touch it while it's still tacky, it goes to a kind of like a dull color. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it hardened up good. This is the jig we ended up with. So like I said, what we done is we used 2 colors in 4 different stages. And you could change that up. You could change those colors with any kind of jig head you got. Red jig head, black jig heads, you know, experiment with that bucktail. But it came out pretty good. I like that. Candy Fire Tiger. It's a nice looking jig. I've yet to fish one of these and I'm really ready to. Got any questions, comments, anything you want to know? Hit me up, send me a message, let me know. Hit like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. Check my page out, Eric Massey Jig Company, on Facebook, Instagram. But that is all I got for this Sunday afternoon. Catch you guys later.